There we go. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Suburban Chicago Apple Users Group. This morning, we're going to have the Photo SIG, and Jerry Hug is going to be showing off some different iPhone apps. And then we hope that you're going to stick around for the main meeting. And I'm going to be trying to show off a bunch of different Apple continuity applications or capabilities. They're not apps, they're built into the operating systems on all our computers and devices. So hopefully you'll stick around for that too. But thank you for waking up and coming out and joining us this morning. And Jerry, I'm going to let you just take it away.
Share screen here. Okay, just take a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, share. Can everybody see my phone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Hey, good morning, Roger.
Hello, friends and neighbors.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to start it tonight. For mobile photographers like me, using my iPhone for almost everything, Snapseed is the bread and butter application. And unfortunately, a lot of people never look at what Snapseed can really do. And I'm going to show you one right now. And I'm hooked up here. And so I'm going to get a picture or something here. There's a picture. It's a picture mess, but I'll explain that one later if we have time. And I'll copy that photo. And then I'll go into Snapseed. By the way, when I have Snapseed, I just push it down and then paste image. It's kind of a fast way of doing things, allow paste. So now I've got that. Okay, so I'll go down to Tools, and down here, nobody ever pays much attention to it. It says double exposure at the bottom down here. It's in the very, there's actually, I think, 27 tools, and then each tool has some variations in it. I'll hit that double exposure. Okay, so now down here, there's a plus sign, and I'll do the plus sign, and then I'll put something else on here. I could actually, I don't want to show my real bad stuff there, but okay, I could put my wife on there. And now, I've got some, I can adjust it a little bit. I can try different settings. And then in addition to that, I could blend it together. There's a bunch of trees behind my wife and lock it in. Isn't that kind of neat? Now, this is just a simple one. You can make more complex ones, but I just thought I'd show that to you because many people don't really use it very much. Now, the next thing I'm going to show is this one right here that looks like a rounded pencil and a red thing, and that's touch retouch. And this one is another really valuable one because you can get fine details out of something. And so I'm gonna go in here and get a photo. Let me get the photo here. I got a few things lined up here. Recent. And I think I call it new. There it is. And I've got this picture, and the picture was taken in a doorway. And of course, I would like to see this all over right here. And so many people, now touch retouch is really set up to take things out. And so I'm gonna see if I can't
Alert
push.
from calendar. Tuscany Ranch PUD meeting with county engineer.
S- Was that one of us talking? Okay, okay. So I'm gonna copy that photo right there, okay? And then go into touch, retouch, and continue. And so now I've got the tools down below here for touch, retouch. But if I put the little arrow at the other end, we have a clone stamp tool, just like our big Photoshop does. So, and if you haven't used, um, you, you, if you haven't messed around with the clone tool, everybody should, because it gives you things to do. So I'm going to touch the clone tool, and then I have to see, I don't want that brown spot over here. I want to take it out. So I'll put it over here. You got to keep, and then I'll just start wiping up here. And of course, what happens, you got to keep putting it in place so you get the good stuff going. It takes a little time, but you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to actually take out that background. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but you can see what I'm doing. So I ended up with a black background behind this lady here. Okay. And it's very simple. And again, I'm using the touch retouch. In fact, some of the information above her head is lighter. So I'll just keep going over to this other area here on the other side and come down here. And I'm using my finger, mobile photographer here. And I could go faster, but back up one there. Got it all.
Question, can you adjust the size of that circle?
Say
I
that
mean, if there's
again.
a smaller, can you adjust the size of that circle if you want to clone over a very small area without
Yeah,
losing
in
some
fact,
detail somewhere
if I
else?
wanted to, if I have a very small area, I can increase the size here, and then it will decrease the size there, so it's easier, like I work on the shoulder here a little bit. And so you can actually end up decreasing the size. Well, I'm working this whole thing over here, but I wasn't going to do that. But you get the idea. And I've got if any of you are really interested in it, see, I kind of have to always come back where the good material is and then start doing it here. So, okay. So you can see what I'm doing. I can, and I wanted to show this because touch retouch is worth every penny. It's not the cheapest thing, but it is worth every penny. Now,
And there's an undo if you accidentally wipe out too much?
oh yeah, in fact, if I would do something wrong here, I just did something wrong. And there's a little curve line up here at the top? I would just back off one or back off two. So it's really easy to correct. And this is some close type of work, but I wanted to show you that. And whenever you've got a person and you want a plain background or you've got other things, I've got a sample of a barn, and I can take out lines like power lines and all kind of stuff. It's really very good. Well, I want to go on, I've kind of got a group of things here that I want to show today. And here's another one. I asked my wife to take a picture of me with my new setup and on my iPhone. The iPhone case, I put a thing sticky it glued and then put the case back on the phone. So I've got hands free. If I want to crawl up a hill, if I want to do something else with my hands, I'm hands free. But notice, because she did not use the portrait mode, okay, all of this is really just standing out. And so this next one, and by the way, if you just email me, and I'm going to give you an email address, which is a little different than you're used to. And it's Jerry with a J, JERRYHUG at me.com. So it's a little different email address, but I keep it for people. I have a whole list of things, and if you get interested, you can share it here. Anyway, I copy that photo, and then I go in here, and you can see many applications that I have, and usually you don't have to fool around like I'm doing right now. It's kind of a ridiculous thing, but right here it is. And so now I'll take that picture and put it in. Sorry, hit the wrong thing. Get the picture here. There's the picture. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? How I can just, like on anything, it could be a bouquet of flowers, it could be a pet, it could be like I just took this picture that Carol did. And because normally this is what you would do when you use the portrait mode, okay? But she didn't. She just took the picture like I asked her to, and that worked. So I'm showing you some different things here that are kind of impressive. And now there's one here, and it's called macro camera. That's all it's called. Now, if you have the latest, greatest, well, let's say the 13 is when it really starts, and there's a macro mode. But now this macro mode is just incredible. And incredible, I'm going to go someplace here and hover over some of my scratching here. And I can get down and really get down. I'm raising myself up right now. And you see how small I can get? So I can really take things that are almost unbelievable. In fact, right here, I have another cell phone. I have two cell phones here. And this cell phone, I have a globe on it. And I'm reaching about a foot off, so I get in focus and so forth. And it's called macro camera. So sometimes you may want to do things like that. And now I've got the picture that I took, and I can go to my photos, go up here. Okay, all the way over. Photos, albums, and there it is. And then I can trim off and so forth. So it's really great for things like if you had a bee on a flower, or a bumblebee or a small bee, you can imagine I can get that bee full size without having to get close to it and get stung, or and it's really a nice thing. And it's called macro camera. It's a whole 99 cents. Okay. Now, one of the other things that I have found, and this is on the creative side, okay, because I'm not talking about competition. I'm talking about being creative. And one of the applications that I really like is right here. It's made by a woman, and it's called Distressed FX Plus. And if you go on YouTube, Distressed FX Plus, and if you go on YouTube, okay, I'm just going to go on here, and then I can pick a picture. I'll choose the picture that I'm going to use, and let's just choose this picture of some flowers here. Oh, no, nope, I've already done something different with that one. Nope. Let me get a different picture. Sorry about that. Choose picture. I'm usually pretty prepared, and I am prepared. Here's one that I haven't messed up yet. Okay. So now I've got these flowers. I took a picture. My wife had a recent anniversary, and we got so many flowers. I took pictures of them. So I'll hit the check mark here. Okay. And so now I can do all kinds of things with this picture. I've got different tones I could put in here. I could even put a little blue on the top. All kinds of things. And then on the bottom, I can put something in here, and it's almost like an oil painting. Now, I don't like that on the flowers. That could be the background. And then here, it looks like just a little funny thing there. It's a brush. And that thing here is a minus sign. Okay. And so now I get the minus sign. I use my finger. And now what I'm doing here, I'm just rubbing over what I don't want affected by the rest. So I'm just kind of doing this kind of fast here. You'll see it, it looks kind of silly, but I even go down here and do this little stand here, little stool that I had it on, setting on. So now I've taken that out of the way, and then there's a check mark down here. And then there's 4 lines over here. And this one you can see it really affects the contrast here. Down here affects the color. I could take the color out or put more color in. This is the brightness of it. It is wonderful. And then I can even play with the tools down here. I can decrease the effectiveness. I can make it the way I had it, or take that out. It's really an incredible tool. And then we hit the check mark, and we're pretty well done. And what's neat about it, if I go all the way to the bottom, is custom. And I can make my own backgrounds. Like if I wanted something in competition, I can make my own backgrounds or whatever, and whatever I want, and put them in, have my own backgrounds, not the ones they give. They have so many. But this is called Distressed FX Plus. Now I'm sure, okay, well, let's say, okay, I'm going to save this thing. Save it. How's my time here? I got to watch my time here. I saved it. Get out of here. And let's say I want to put a watermark on that picture. So I'll go to Photos, and here was the last one I had. So there's an application here, right here, called Image Blender. Image Blender. And I'll touch that. So now the background will be that picture that I had there. So I'll go to Photos. I'll put the picture in down below down there. And then over here, I'm going to put my watermark. Now, you can make your own watermarks, but I've got I paid for one, $30, I think. It's, and so I'll go up here to albums, see all. By the way, I don't know if you know that or not. If you've got a bunch of albums, you hit see all, and then they're all in a line. So I've got a lot of albums for different purposes, for teaching. I'm teaching at the Botanic Gardens this afternoon, and that's so I can have them. But I keep them. I guess they're way off here, so I've got them protected. No, not protected, but there it is. And this is important images. And so this was my old one. Now I have a real fancy one. And this is blank here. So I'm going to touch that because I want a white one. And there it came in. Well, now this was this image blender. Right now, I got those 4 arrows here. Oop. I'm going to touch the 4 arrows, and then I can make that smaller to any size I want. Okay. I can even make it smaller than that, but I got white, I could have black. I hit save.
Oh,
And then, I take the little arrow over here to give it the full size. And so this image blender, you can put many different parts of photos together. I'm just showing you, I have the flower thing that I did, and I can make it smaller. Say like it, oh, make it hit that little thing. I can make it real small, and I'll straighten it out a little bit. Got a little crooked there. Okay, save. So this is Image Blender. Let me go back to show that. This is what it looks like. And you could take a full photo and have pieces of different photos to put in. It's really quite neat. So I would save this one I just did, and then I could put something else in. I could put type in, I could put whatever. And
Can you rearrange the order of the layers?
yes, you can. Isn't that neat? Yes, you can. Image Blender. And you kind of use one at a time. So you have to make a decision when you use that thing. You know, there's a whole group, and they're very cheap, and they work for both iPhone and Androids. Very few Android people don't have the things that we have. We have just thousands of things that we can use, but they don't have very much. But it's called Jixi Pix, JIXIPIX. So if I go in here to the App Store and I put search and I put JIXIPIX, and it says Jixi Pix software. And then I go down here, Jixi Pix, and then here are it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Simply HDR, it's a fake HDR. You want rain, you got rain. You want simply watercolor, you got two, or aquarella, dramatic black and white. I'm using that one all the time because, good black and white has to have pop. And so it does it. And it's so simple. It's incredible. And I'll show you an example, but Jixi Pix software, and it's really inexpensive. But I'll show you a picture here that I did just recently in Des Plaines. There is let me get back here. Recents. Des Plaines has here's a picture that I converted to black and white. And for most purists, it's okay. But most purists want that snap in the black and white. And so I can add that, it's called dramatic black and white, to that picture. In fact, here's what I did. Now that one isn't cleaned up. Let me get one to where I cleaned it up a little bit. And look at the pop to it. Now, some people say, well, that's overdone. Well, I can control it, how much I do. But I'm just showing you this because, boy, does it have, in Jixi Pix has a whole series. You could do a picture that was taken, I sometimes ride a train into Chicago, regular train, and I sit in the middle, and people sit in the front, and nobody pays any attention with an iPhone. They think, yeah, and I'll take a picture, back of the heads, or there's all people in the, and then I'll turn it into a watercolor. And it's the most interesting thing. Now, I think my limited drawing ability, even though after I retired, I took a couple classes at Oakton College to to be able to really draw really well. And by golly, and watercolor is not the easiest thing to do, but you could get the wet watercolor, the dry brush, the wet brush. Oh my gosh. And these Jixie Pix things can do all of that automatically. So, this is photo fun. When I say photo fun, I think sometimes we we're adults. We have to have time to play like kids do. And that's why I'm telling you about. Um, another one in here is Tangled FX, and let's see if I can find it here real fast. And I can take a picture and make it so artistic that it's incredible. I can take a picture and make um, all kind of changes to it that that people don't even know that I'm doing it. Prisma is another one that has all kind of options and possibilities. And again, the address for this stuff, if you're interested, is Jerry with a J, JERRYHUG at Comcast. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry Hug at me.com. I keep Comcast separate and another email address separate from this. Me.com. And I'm sharing this with you because I don't want to bore you with the stuff, but it's just fun. It's playtime. And I have a couple blown up real big, and now with Topaz Photo AI, it's this one thing you have to buy for your computer, laptop, whatever you work out of, and you can enlarge things with the gigapixel and the Photo AI without. I mean, you cannot tell a difference from an iPhone picture to a big boy, big girl, Canon or Nikon heavy camera that you carry around. And I don't carry around heavy cameras anymore. I do have um, a mirrorless micro four thirds type of thing, and but I'm having so much fun with the iPhone that I'm using. That's what I'm using almost all the time. I'll be honest. Well, listen, um, Jeff, you got a little time to put something in on your trip? Right, Shicey?
Yeah, I'm here.
Why don't you go? We're in a SIG here,
Yeah.
and why don't you show some of the pictures that you got with your big boy camera um, in Africa? Okay,
Well, I can do that. So if you'll end sharing, then I can go ahead and share.
I'll stop share. Okay, you go ahead now.
Recording in progress. Okay, folks, remember your mics have to be turned off. There you go. Thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody. Let me go ahead and bring something up. Wonder if I could show you. Well, let's show off some a 360, some 360 footage. I'm going to find it here in a moment, folks. Just give me a chance. The server's running a little slow this morning.
it was really something about AT&T, 70,000 people without anything.
Well, it was actually hit Verizon and T-Mobile also. So let me share my QuickTime player. So we should all be seeing a blank black screen. But if I hit play, this is going to be what I put together from some video and still images from Africa. So shot on my iPhone. Victoria Falls. Shot on my iPhone. Now, Victoria Falls, if you look, there's so much mist in the air. It's extremely hard to get any decent pictures or video. Everything looks like it's out of focus or foggy. Well, it is misty. There's so much mist in the air. You really can't get a good picture of it. So that's the best you can do. You see all the mist coming up, even in that shot. So let me grab this. Now here's some 360 footage. I'm sitting on a boat leaving the dock, and I'm holding the 360 camera out on an extension pole in front of me, out into the water in front of me. You can't see the pole or the camera, but that's me sitting right there. The camera, I'm holding it in my hands here, and it's extending towards us right now. But you'll see, it looks like there's somebody in a boat perfectly paralleling us and filming us, but it's just me holding the 360 camera. Now, this is just a regular iPhone shot. More iPhone, let's move ahead. Here's just a bunch of still pictures that I took. And that's using a mixture of an iPhone and a professional Canon camera with the big zoom lens. But I've got them both on me when I'm sitting in this boat, and at times it's more convenient to grab the iPhone. Now this is footage off of the big camera. But I'm going to zoom ahead here. Here's footage that was way off. It's a good football field away from me in the boat, way up on land. And I was able to capture that kingfisher using the big zoom lens. Now you can see here, you could tell that I'm on a boat because the boat is moving around and I'm having a hard time keeping the camera steady. See there, the boat's bouncing around. You do the best you can, right? But let me go ahead and move ahead here to some other 360 footage. Now here's 360 again coming up here. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to show us paddling through the Okavango Delta. It's actually poling. And you're in these dugout canoes. And you see my hand here. I was holding the camera out to the side. Now I'm holding it out over the top of my head. So we're getting a view from above down. And you can see what I did there with the footage. You can manipulate the footage in either on your phone in the application, on your iPad, or on the computer. Since your 360 camera is capturing all the footage above you, below you, around you, behind you, it's got it all it's all captured. When you get to the application, you can now recompose that footage to show what you want. So what we're looking at right now, I've got it recomposed so it looks pretty much like I would be looking forward with the camera. Even though it's captured all the footage above me, behind me, all that footage is still there, but I've recomposed it to show my viewer just what's right in front of us. But if I go here in just a second, there I speed it up a little bit, right there. I go to what's called the tiny planet view. So it's the same camera, same footage. I've just changed what I want to show my viewer. And I've now taken that footage and compressed it into what they call the tiny planet. So you're seeing the whole view from above and the sky all the way around. So you're looking at me. This is me right here in the middle with the white hat on and the green shirt. And I'm holding the camera above my head on the pole, just a little ways. It's only a 29-inch selfie stick, and I'm just holding it above my head. So it's just above my head a little ways. But it gives you this view that you're able to make it look like a drone took a picture overhead of you. And I just, again, just with the editing software, it's very easy to do. I changed the angle so it was looking down behind us. I'm going to move ahead here. Some giraffes, some night. Now, here I've got the 360 camera held out in front of us down by the water. So I'm getting a low perspective on the water, which gives a nice view. And I'm picking it up a little higher. Now the camera's out to the side. You see my hand right here? I'm holding the camera out on a 90-degree angle from the canoe. So I'm taking a side view to show as if somebody was paddling alongside us and filming us. And you can see the whole time I'm doing all of this filming, I don't have a camera up to my face. I'm just enjoying the trip. And that's why I try to tell folks, I preach that, these 360 cameras are amazing to take on vacation with you. Because you don't have to have either a still camera or a video camera, or even your iPhone. You don't have it up against your head shooting. You are enjoying what you're there to enjoy. You just take the camera, extend it on the pole, hit record, and then hold it out, and then just enjoy yourself. So here I'm just holding it out to the side, and I'm enjoying myself otherwise. But I'm capturing all of this footage that I can play with. Now there I moved the camera, I'm holding it over the top of my head. So we're getting an above down look at us from above. And I wanted to show here how we're going through these very tall reeds through a little narrow passage to go through the reeds. And here I'm looking at, I changed the view. Whoop, I changed the view to, I'm sorry. Change the view to look just straight ahead, going through these heavy reeds. And again, just a normal view, but I'm controlling which angle I want the you folks to watch. So you see how using a 360 camera gives you a ton of flexibility in how you're filming things, and most importantly, in post, when you're editing it, what we call in post, so after the fact of shooting it, I can control it and do all kinds of different things with the footage. And here I'm sitting here in the back of the truck, up here, up high, and I'm holding the camera out on an angle, and it's only out, again, 27 inches out from the side of the vehicle, but it looks, because of the 360 camera and the way you can bend the footage, it looks like somebody is driving alongside and shooting a picture of us. And there I go to more of a tiny planet view, an overhead view. So I'm gonna stop share and go back to. Are we, let's see, we're not seeing me, huh? Just up in the little, that's okay. Is there anybody out there with any questions about 360 cameras and footage? Jerry likes to preach the iPhone, and I love shooting with the iPhone. It's great stuff. But I also like shooting with professional cameras, and when you're on vacation, a 360 camera is so much fun.
This is Elda. I was curious about how you control the angle of the camera when it's on the end of the stick. I mean, like, how do you get it to face straight down for the tiny world shot, or straight ahead, or after the, do you control that with the stick?
It's a good question, Elda, but you don't control the angle of the camera.
Huh.
The camera is shooting everything, so you don't need to control the angle of the camera. So if I'm holding the camera over my head, I don't need to make sure that the lens is pointing down at us, because it's shooting everything. Up above the camera, below the camera, left, right, behind, it's shooting 360 degrees.
It is. How does it do behind?
It's got two lenses, one on the front of the camera and one on the, so, and they're very wide angle lenses. So
What does it look like?
it looks like a GoPro. I don't have it with me. I've loaned it to a friend, so I don't have the camera here to show you. I've showed it off before.
Okay, I was thinking you're talking about an iPhone,
No, we
separate, like a
we
GoPro.
were talking about iPhones previously. What Jerry was
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
was
okay.
all about an iPhone, but
Okay.
this is a 360 camera. The manufacturer that I'm using, there's a couple that make 360 cameras, but the most popular company out there is called Insta, INSTA 360, Insta 360.
Okay.
I've got mine right here if you want, if I
Oh.
can share for a moment.
Yeah, sure. Let me go ahead. You can share and
Let
show.
me see where let me see where the sharing link is. Oh, share screen.
Share
Okay,
screen.
can I do it right now?
Well, just turn on your video and then just hold it up. So right now we're just looking at your still picture. So turn on your camera.
Oh, it says,
Just turn on
got the-
your camera. Down at the bottom, start video.
Start video.
There you go. And there we got Susan, and she's showing the camera. So it looks
Let me
like,
get it off to the side so I'm not blocking things. This is the front view. There's a little round screen. They have a bigger screen in the newer models. This is the other side, and here's where you see it sideways. No,
Yeah,
I have to. Can
hold
you
it
see
right
that there
there.
are two bumps? This is the sideways view. Two bumps. One is for the front, sort of fisheye, and the other is for the back. And so you get 360 between the two of them. I'm stopping sharing. You
Oh,
can
you're
see
not
it's nice
sharing.
and small.
Yeah,
You can see it's nice and small.
yeah.
By the way, I can't do the complicated things as you guys do, but I have a 360 application. And so I can turn the phone slowly 360 degrees and then have a printout of that from front to back.
Yeah, it's like a super panorama.
The super panorama is right.
Yeah, you're taking a panorama and you're going panorama all the way around, where the normal panoramic function in an iPhone is, I think, about 170 degrees.
Yeah.
Instead of 360. Yeah. So any other questions on 360 cameras or stuff that Jerry was talking about, the different applications for an iPhone? One thing that's kind of cool about the 360 camera, you can bring the footage into the application, Insta360 application on your phone. And when you get it on the phone, and I'm going to hold, my phone is in the other room because I'm going to be set up for the main meeting presentation. But let's say this is my phone. And when you want to edit the 360, you can put it in a mode that you would, as you turn your body around with the camera in front of you, it's as if you're turning your view inside the camera, and it records that. So if I want to move the editing to see what's above me, I would look up and hold the camera above my head. So the software knows I'm moving the camera up, so it moves the editing angle up and captures above me. So you don't have to do anything really. You can just say, start recording and move the camera around and look at what you want to see on the screen of your iPhone. And what you're looking at is being recorded in a final video. So I can look up, I can look down, I can turn around by spinning and look behind me. As long as I have the iPhone and I'm seeing what I want to edit in front of me. So it's kind of a very unique way to do video editing. Kind of very simply by just holding an iPhone and looking at what you want your viewer to see, your edited video to be on the iPhone screen, and just move your body and the phone to view that.
Jeff,
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear me, but the question I have is how much practice did you have prior to actually using it for videotaping?
To shoot the video, there's really no practice. You put in your battery, you put in the SD card, the memory card. You turn the camera on, you put it in video mode. These cameras can also take still pictures, but you put it in video mode, and there's several different kinds of modes. You can do HDR video, different types of things, and these cameras can do all kinds of special effects. But just simply, you can just put it in video mode and say record, and then just start recording. Where it takes a little bit more work is once you have the footage, and Susan can attest to this, once you have the footage, is to edit it. Now,
I've got lots of footage, but I haven't edited any of it really. I keep putting it off.
Yeah, that's just because you haven't found the time or you're putting it off, not because it's all that difficult to do the editing. Like any other video that you'd shoot, whether it's on an iPhone, a big camera, a video camera, or a 360 camera, you're going to want to edit your video to have a finished product to show off. Just like my African video that I was showing off there. You want to have that finished product, so you're going to do some editing. And 360, of course, is it's another step up from editing normal video because it is 360. Now you can just allow it to remain as a 360 image, and put it up on something like YouTube and let your viewer manipulate themselves the 360 view. So they can put their mouse on the screen and spin the camera around and look at what they want to do. So they at that point are in control of that immersive 360 video. And I can post to the club where I've put my immersive 360 video from Egypt, and you can all take a look at it. We won't do it right now, but I'll put it out there. I'll let people go out and take a look at it. So you can, with your finger on your iPad or your phone or mouse on the computer, with that video, immersive video that I put up for Egypt up on YouTube, you can take it and just grab it with your mouse and spin it around yourself and control which direction you're looking at, above you, below you, behind you, in front of you. You can control that. That's immersive. So with these 360 cameras, you can just output an immersive video and put it up on YouTube. That's all you'd have to do, no editing, if you wanted to do that. Or you can go in and recompose the 360 shot and show the viewer what you really would like them to see. Like what I did with the African video there. I wanted you to see what I look like from the side of the canoe, and then overhead, and then the tiny planet view where we're seeing everything. So I am recomposing the video, and I'm doing that through the editing software. And it's really not that difficult. It takes a little bit of learning how to do it. But you just choose the different angles. You want a front view, a extra wide view, or tiny planet. You choose those views and it changes what you're looking at. And you could say, I want to have tiny planet from 1 minute into the video to 2 minutes. I want to make that tiny planet view. After that, I would just want to use a wide angle in front of me from 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes, whatever you want. You change that. Or like I just said, if you want to edit it with your iPhone, you just get that footage into the 360 app on your iPhone and just edit it by moving the phone and looking at what you want the viewer to see on your phone. So if I want the viewer to see above me at this point, I'm just going to look up with the phone and look above me. You see that bird in the tree, and then come back down and see the elephant in front of me, and then move to my right and see the person sitting next to me in the truck. So that's the even easier way to edit, but it's I'm a little bit of a control freak, and I want to be able to control it down to the second and be able to go in and re-edit those very easily. So I just use the computer application that comes with the 360 camera, and it's free, and it doesn't take that long to learn how to use. Susan, I'm talking to you.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
So take a little time and learn how to use that piece of software and put together some amazing, amazing videos. Does that answer your question, Pete?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Well, it is 9:54. I've got to take my computer into the other room and get it set up to get ready to do the main meeting. The reason I'm going in the other room is that I'm actually going to be using continuity camera to kind of film what I'm doing to show you the different functions of Apple's continuity technologies. So got to try a little bit different setup to do this. And we're going to so while I'm doing this, we'll take a little break and we'll get back together in about five minutes. Okay, folks, so I'll be doing a talk among yourselves if you want, but I'm going to be moving the computer and stuff into the other room.